How can Nigeria defeat Gabon in the playoffs? Nigerian Super Eagles fans, the day is here. Today is the semi-final fixture between Nigeria and Gabon as Nigeria seeks to book a place in the FIFA World Cup. So first off, has to play this game against Gabon, hopefully defeat the Gabonese side and go on to play the winner from the Cameroon DRC Congo fixture, and then go on to the Intercontinental Playoff, where I think the team from Africa would be the highest seeded side in that sort of next phase of the sort of playoff qualifying round. So how do Nigeria defeat Gabon? Now on paper, of course, football isn't played on paper, but on paper, the team, Nigeria has better players than Gabon overall, because even their best player, who is Aubameyang, comparing him vis-a-vis with Nigeria's best player, who is Victor Osimhen, it's night and day. Victor Osimhen is still the better player than Aubameyang. He's quicker, faster, stronger, scores more goals, more little in front of goal, gives you a variety of threats. Going up front, can hold out the ball better than Aubameyang. He is a better player. When you look at the team, from goalkeeper to striker, comparing both set of players side by side, Nigeria is better. But football is a team game. It's a team sport. This is not tennis where you have Djokovic taking on Sinner and then whoever is better on the day wins. But this is a team sport. So how does Nigeria win this one? Now for me, I think still maintain the 4-2-2-2 formation. I would prefer a 4-3-3, but this is a system that Eric Chil has used, whether by omission or commission. He's come up on this 4-2-2 tactics, and it's worked. It's helped Nigeria, to get to this point, to this playoff, given where he took over the team from. So top marks to him for that one. But now, who would make your starting 11? Who would make your starting XI? Let me know in the comment section. Now, I'll give you my starting 11, and I'll tell you why. And you can agree or disagree. So let's go straight into it. Now, first off, goalkeeper Stanley Wabali. I know those people may be clamoring for Maduka Okoye. Of course, Maduka Okoye, good player, has been decent so far for Udinese in small sample size ever since he got back from the home match fixing, betting scandal type thing. But Wabali has been relatively better, has been majorly better than him. Obviously, he's been more readily available, but in the time he's been in goal, he's been actually very good, although for moments where he's been a bit erratic, but overall, he's been very good. So I'll go with Stanley Wabali. And then, of course, right back issues. Who do we go with at right back? Right now, it's unfortunate we don't have a line now available, and there are no other. We don't have any pure right back options. Though Bryson Said Samuel is there. But I don't think he's quite good enough in my humble opinion. Now you may have a different opinion. Let me know in the comment section. So I'll be forced to play Calvin Bassey. I'll be forced to play Benjamin Frederick at a right back spot. I don't like playing players out of position, but given how he's played, in the game versus Benin Republic against Lesotho as well, he's forced to play there, and he looked really, really good. He looked really accomplished playing at right back. So up until the time when the NFF, in their wisdom, decide to get an actual right back, maybe the likes of Michael Kayode, Benjamin Frederick for me will start at right back in this game. And then going on to the centre back pairing, I'll go with the captain Tus Ekong and Calvin Bassey. I know people have their misgivings about Calvin Bassey, which is fair to understand why. Own goals, he scored a bit slow, he's getting on in years, fair enough. So fair play, I quite get that 110%. But you have to make do with what you have at this point in time, and maybe his experience will count for something, and be able to hit those switch balls, hit those long passes from deep. Fair play to him. He starts for me. Calvin Bassey picks himself. Power, pace, ability to push the defensive line, towards closer to the center line, several meters up the park. And then left back will have Bruno Yemachi and Zaidu Sanusi. A lot of people are making it feel like it's just a straight up choice to pick Zaidu Sanusi at left back. I feel it's more of a difficult choice. And for me, in this game where you want to attack and really attack and get your goals as quickly as possible, I will go with Bruno Yemachi at that left back spot. Then we'll progress up the field now to that two-man midfield, which for me I feel it is super crucial if Nigeria wants to qualify for this a World Cup wants to win this playoff and indeed perform well in the AFCON, especially if Eric Chill decides that he wants to really embrace this 4-2-2-2. But when I look at the midfield, who do we go for? Right, again, just like with right back, we're forced to use Alex Iwobi and Wilfred Ndidi. Or maybe you want to go Alex Iwobi and Frank Onyeka, maybe. But given the fact that you could have had a business against Simiri, you could have had Uche Crisantos, it's just mind-boggling, mind-numbing. It's almost as if people at the NFF don't quite understand football. Because you want to play that two-man midfield, you need people who are really, really robust, that can go two ways. But that's what we have. So what we have, Ndidi and Alex Iwobi to start in that midfield, Frank Onyeka coming off the bench. Then we'll talk about the two wingers / wing forwards / 10s, if you want to call them that. On one side, I'll go with Samuel Chukwueze, and on the other, I'll go with Ademola Lookman, because you're looking for people with goal threat. Simon Moses is tricky, is skillful if he starts. Wouldn't really complain that much, but in terms of someone who can be an absolute goal threat, Ademola Lookman, I think, is a better player than Simon Moses in that regard. So I'll go with Ademola Lookman and Chukwueze on both sides. And respect to the attacking slot. Now, I've had some people who have decided to go with Simon Moses and Samuel Chukwueze starting on either side, and then deciding to have Ademola Lookman as a striker. That is just madness, in my opinion. That's absolute craziness, right? You know, even Lionel Messi, the mighty, one of the all-time greats. Some people say he's the greatest player ever, right? Wouldn't play well playing as a 9, you know, because it just isn't a 9. You want to put him in a position where he's able to get hold of the ball, feel the ball, have interplay with other players on the pitch, create chances for others, and score goals from those positions, as opposed to playing as an out striker. I just think that would not work, and I hope Eric Chill doesn't do that. So talking about the two 9s, I will go with Victor Osimhen. Of course, he picks himself. He's the best. He's Nigeria's best and most important player. And then for the other striking position, I will go with Akor Adams, because I think he's shown himself the opportunity he's had. But if Tolaro Kodari starts, there's no issue. I don't have any issue with that. Now, some people were saying, "Oh, you play two 9s, or you're making similar runs." I'm like, no, that's not it. That's not it, right? In the game versus Lesotho, that happened in the first half. In the second half, Victor Osimhen and Tolaro Kodari began to build on understanding, you know, amongst themselves, and they were getting to understand the roles and the runs they should be making, because make no mistake, they usually play as lone strikers in their various teams for Wolves and for Galatasaray. So for me, I would go with Akor Adams and Victor Osimhen, but I wouldn't complain too much if I see Tolaro Kodari and Victor Osimhen leading the line. Chidera Ejuke can come off the bench because he's pacey, he's got skill, he can create. Maybe he comes off the bench as well. Hopefully, in the first 5 to 10, 15 minutes, Nigeria gets a quick goal. Now, for me, the approach to this game is, yes, we've made a complaint about payment of bonuses and all that stuff. According to reports that have been sorted out, beautiful, nice. Now, you go into this game, take everything about that, shove it to one corner, and start this game, you know, positively, aggressively, on the front foot. You don't give the Gabonese side a chance to breathe. If they pass the ball first at the kickoff, you squeeze up high, you squeeze them into their own half, don't let them come out. If you pass the ball at kickoff first, Nigerian Super Eagles, you take the game to them and pen them in their own half. That is how you win this game against Gabon. So let's see how it all shakes down as we gradually move towards the game, and there'll be watch along for that game on the channel. And I'll see you on another video. Stay well, stay blessed. Bye bye.